This time the story of the man who appeared with the title "My Wife's Good Intentions" seemed to be used by my ex-wife. I am a 38-year-old male, I have an ex-wife and have been divorced since 2011, and officially divorced in 2015, I leave one child who was raised by my ex-wife. About 3 years ago, I really wanted to rebuild our household, wanting to come back with the hope that my son would have a whole family again, but apparently it couldn't be realized. And recently I remarried. A few days after the wedding, my wife tried to be on good terms with my ex-wife. They ended up hanging out together at a coffee shop. My wife is currently much younger, she is only 25 years old, and indeed my wife comes from a well-to-do family. When they met at the coffee shop, I was actually worried and immediately followed after work, and continued to go to my ex-wife's house to meet my kids and introduce my new wife. When I returned home, my wife changed. Unlike usual, she became overthinking, maybe because my wife's zodiac sign is Pisces, which is famous for overthinking, plus she is still relatively young. By the time my wife started to open up about why she had become more reserved and indifferent, it was because my ex-wife had told my wife bad stories about me. Here, my wife strongly believes that my ex-wife deliberately said that to her so that I could divorce my wife and marry me again. Before Christmas, we came to my ex-wife's house. This was on my wife's initiative. She wanted to keep in touch, she wanted to give a gift of money to my child from my ex, because my wife's Christmas schedule was quite busy. When we got there, all I got was my ex-wife's grumpy face, and the monetary gift my wife gave my son was thrown in my wife's face. I was very angry at that time and I decided not to go there again, plus my family really support me to be able to get back with my ex-wife again. Indeed, my wife's appearance looks a little untidy with 2 tattoos and piercings, but she really take care of me and accept me as I am. My sister a few days ago said in front of my wife that she would not be willing if I had a child from the womb of another woman besides my ex-wife. There I was sad to see my wife's face turned red, like holding back tears. After the money throwing incident, my wife and my ex-wife blocked each other's contact. But suddenly my ex-wife sent a message and asked to unblock her contact with the reason my son asked and searched about me. Honestly, I'm still annoyed and won't allow it. But again, my wife is too patient, she still serves even though my wife's heart still hurts to be treated like that. I don't know what the two of them were in the chat. Last night suddenly I was sent a screenshot of my ex-wife's chat by my wife, who said that my ex-wife still loves me. I rushed home from work, afraid that my wife would do something bad. My wife's soul has been shaken a little lately. She has been very pampered and loved from childhood, and when she got married she had to accept me with a very complicated past. I felt sorry for my wife. My wife had to take sedatives to sleep. Sometimes when sleeping at night my wife likes to suddenly cry, and she says that she dreams of me doing bad things behind her back. She also doesn't believe in herself even though she is a very beautiful woman, and I never talk to my ex-wife because I have made a commitment that I will avoid dealing with things that can hurt my wife. So my ex-wife can only chat through my wife, and then my wife sends me a message from my ex-wife. My wife also showed signs of pregnancy yesterday, but suddenly bleeding because maybe it's the influence of her lack of peace of mind, and it happened after my sister said she would not accept children from my wife. She cries more and more every night. Hopefully there are suggestions from readers or admins.